By the way I say details, we had a fierce debate before the show. It reminded me of our debate. Hello, GC. Ooh, I like these posters back there. Details de me.
Yeah, details. I was actually about to say something about that.
Yes. The distinguished broadcasters say details. Yeah. The regular common folks say details.
Someone like Robin Roberts.
Oh, you're still... So, okay, just to bring everyone up to speed, why were we talking about Demi Moore?
She's G.I. Jane.
Oh, right. Yes, of course. How could I forget? G.I. Jane, the joke from last night, G.I. Jane 2, she shaved her head way back in the day, like 30 years ago or something. I said Demi. You somewhat rudely said, that's not how you say her name. We then went to the tape. 5 different examples all said to me. You found one who said Demi.
I mean, you're just fabricating everything now.
3 hours later, we're still sticking by this.
Letterman is the only example we found.
No, I found the guy. I found the guy on the YouTube thing who said
No, you did Demi. A Google search, and it was like a computer pronunciation. Frank's on my side. This is a rare moment. Frank is on my side as well.
Frank, you say Demi Moore?
I say Demi Moore.
That's crazy. I mean, we listened to it ourselves.
I mean, we listened to Robin Roberts say Demi to her face, and she stared her right back. And
I bet I could find a clip right now of her saying Demi. New York Rick agrees with me.
It sounds like we draw the line in the sand.
What does Yoon say?
I don't.
She said
I don't
Demi
know if she
Moore.
knows who Demi Moore is.
Yeah.
She said Demi Moore?
Yeah.
What does Joe say?
He's on Team
Joe
Demi
is
Moore.
pounding his fists on the table, screaming Demi Moore.
Yeah, right. I don't believe it. I would hear that. Well, that's crazy. So anyway, goes to show that, you could say things different ways. We got some interesting posters back there. Who is that? Oh, is that Kai France?
Oh.
There's your guy.
This old thing right here?
Yeah, there he is.
Go ahead.
Man.
Oh, just had to.
Wow. That is a high quality print, by the way. Where'd you get that?
This is expedited shipping.
That is really high quality. No, seriously. How did you print that so quickly? You went to a store?
No, we got our man. We got our connections, CA, Corporate Alex.
I know, but does he do that in the actual building here? Does he go to a separate locale?
No, I hit him up last night.
Oh, look at you.
Also, shout out to my great.
Yeah.
Getting a goal this
in like
weekend.
The first 2 minutes, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great week for GC's Corner here.
I know.
Casey's still running on a high.
You got a WrestleMania poster because there's nothing else going on this weekend, right? In combat. Is there really nothing this week? Oh, look at that. Oh, my God.
The disrespect.
Do you agree with what I said? That fight happens at the Apex. He might lose?
Nope.
You don't agree?
No.
This is crazy.
This is what I said, man. What if the takedowns aren't working for Askar? He goes 2 for 14. I scored a 30-27 personally.
Yeah, right. Now, what do you think? Do you think they should give him the title shot next? Or it's, Moreno Figueiredo seems like they're making it for July 30th. Have that play out, but still have him fight. It just will be 3-4 months later.
I think what you said, the secondary one, I think they're going to do the 4th one, and then he fights.
But no, is there a part of you that thinks, screw the 4th fight? We just saw this 3 straight times. Give Kai the shot.
That's personally what I want.
Right.
We just saw this 3 times. That's what Davison went on Twitter and said. Pretty graphic.
It was a little weird. It was very Henry Cejudo-esque.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
That tweet.
Yeah, shout out to Kai. Pulled it off.
All right, so how'd we do?
Had a little faith. We did good, man. Made it 5 straight winning weeks. Let's go ahead and run through it real quick.
Did you listen to my Nicolau pick or no?
So you were bragging so much about Nicolau and McCann. Do you remember when you forced me to do the underdog parlay?
Oh, now you don't listen to me.
No. I forced the underdog parlay. Someone asked me during On the Nose.
Oh, yeah.
And I said Nicolau, Gutierrez, and Kai Kara France. That also hit. I mean, we were just calling the dogs this weekend. A few people took that too. They sent it to me.
What was it?
It was Nicolau.
No, but it was like plus what?
Yeah, like plus 1,700. Some dude put $50 on it. yeah, pretty crazy, man.
I love the underdogs.
I mean, even when we're not giving betting advice, we're giving betting advice.
It's crazy.
So yeah, we get Magny. That was a close one. That was a dicey one. Strong last 2 rounds from him though, I guess. Get Kara France. Don't get Kara France inside the distance, unfortunately. There were some moments where I thought we might get it, especially. Yeah, that's why we only put 0.2 units on it. There was some moments where I thought we were going to get Brown Barberena. Absolute war.
Crazy.
Goes the distance, though. Grasso, beautiful sub in the first round. We'll do the parlays now. The parlays we won, really no stress going on there. We lose the prop parlay, though, because Grasso did get that sub in round 1. I had the over 1.5. That didn't work out. Air fryer. It was only a dream. Wasn't even close. Final recap here. We go 5-4 total, but because of how we laid it out, we finish up 2.63 units. We are now up 21 in 2022, and we are up just under 33
Jeez
units.
Louise. This is crazy. You know, all those other jabron guys online that fancy themselves like expert bettors or pickers or whatever you say.
Which I am not.
No. But they fancy themselves.
Sure.
It's a bizarre community that you're a part of, if I'm being honest.
It is very bizarre. There are some strong opinions that run around there. I try to kind of stay out
Plus
of
32.86. I mean, how does that stack up?
Yeah, I mean, decent. I mean, I think the biggest thing I need to do is find out my return on investment.
Right.
Because like I said, like my bets are typically around 1 unit, where like some people's bets are like 5 units, 7 units.
Got
you
it.
know, I see sometimes people just do 11 unit bets. So yeah, I need to find out return on investment to really find out where I stack up, which I can do. I got the spreadsheet saved. So
In terms of the actual like unit thing over there, whatever you call that, the total, I feel like that's pretty damn high.
yeah, I mean, there's some people that have been doing this for a while and are up in the hundreds, but they're also, like I said,
No, but
I'm not a professional. I'm a producer that gives out betting.
I'm saying dating back to January. Of course, I'm not
Sure.
saying all time. I'm saying dating back to January. That's a pretty damn good run.
Yeah, we're happy with it, man. We're hot right now.
Stop
Try
being
and
so
keep it
humble
rolling.
right now. I'm trying to, despite the shots.
I just know I've been doing
details.
this. Been doing this for a while. I know there's a we'll
I
get
get it.
eventually.
I get it. You don't want to puff the chest because like right around the corner.
It's gonna happen, dude. It is the cycles of betting.
It's like something I heard recently. A very wise man said this. When you're at your highest, do you know what I'm gonna say?
When the devil comes for you. Shout out Denzel.
Denzel just sitting there. Sensei Denzel. Just
Sensei
sitting there.
Denzel.
I mean, the guy is just unbelievable. Well, that's impressive. Well done.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah. We're going to try and keep it rolling at 273. We'll have a couple very small wagers on WrestleMania this week.
Are there lines out?
There are lines.
What do we
out.
got? I mean, we're going to
Bring
get the
them up.
official picks on...
Yeah, we'll get the official picks on Wednesday.
Where can I see these lines?
So it's a website called Bet Online.
Oh,
That's
right.
where,
right.
you really force them.
No, I didn't mean... I mean, you could have sent me the link,
Yeah, you could have done that. We do know you check your Slack constantly.
Right.
That's how you knew.
right. Wow. A lot of shade. Jeez. So you really don't think I thought that I knew that?
I can pull up the tape and we can
Wow.
we can timestamp it and everything. I mean, I'm talking as soon as I sent it, you peeked down and then
That's
you started
crazy.
doing that. You started scratching the head.
Yes.
Like you knew it in your head. You were doing the whole ruse. You were like, oh yeah.
Wow.
I'm sitting on this one now.
Frank, what do you think? Do you think I knew it? Or, I mean, this guy didn't know what Invicta FC was 4 months ago, and he's telling me about the history of the sport and what I know. I've been doing this gimmick of running down, the
I
cards.
didn't know Invicta FC. Why do you think I took Alexa Grasso?
Yeah, that's right. Frank, what do you think?
I honestly didn't see you look at Slack.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't put it
We
past
can go
you.
back to the tape.
Wow.
I'm going to look at it later.
The good
for
news
sure.
is we got tape.
I don't get notifications. You think I have Slack open here? I mean, that actually sort of feels like character assassination right here.
I'm just.
New York Rick, what do you
I have
think?
a monitor of your face right in my grill. And as soon as I sent that Slack, the eyes darted.
Surely New York Rick is on my side on this one. He has seen this before.
Yeah. No, the memory is a steel trap. Unfortunately, in this case, I think
Wow.
that I'm gonna
Yeah.
have to side with.
Wow. This
There's
this is-
some shady business going on. I saw the eyes, much like Connor.
Listen, I don't refute that you are an encyclopedia, that you have a memory.
This really hurts.
It is
I
a
mean,
steel trap.
this
but-
No,
really-
look, you're
wow.
getting up there.
There
it's
he
okay
is.
to lose a step.
Okay.
It's okay.
You know what's interesting about this? You're saying to me that I looked at your thing, and yet you wrote it to help out, I would presume.
I did help out.
So
Yeah,
even
that's what I was trying to
I
do.
mean,
Yeah,
he
but-
told me he was trying to rub it in your face. That's what he told me.
But what I worry is that you were like, "Well, I thought of it. I finally thought of it. I never forget anything. This never happens."
Yeah. But that's really interesting because shouldn't a good producer then say, yeah, I want to give the assist,
Yeah.
but I don't want the credit for it? Because
So
doesn't that defeat the purpose of the assist?
So after you looked at the computer, I literally said to the control room, I was like, I hope he doesn't get mad at me for telling him what
No,
it was.
That's
'cause
not
he wanted
how
to
I
think of it on
remember it.
himself.
He looked at me and
He
he
was like,
goes,
wow.
I'm going to show Helwani. I'm going to dunk on him.
See,
right
that's crazy. Because you would think, why else would, that's the role of the producer. You
Right.
say thing in the, you say something in the talent's ear.
Listen,
You want to help them out. You don't want the talent to then be like, oh, shout out to the producer who saved me. You know how many guys on broadcasts have said things that they didn't think of themselves? Someone said it in their ear.
Yeah.
Now,
But
you gotta be fair. You gotta be fair to GC. Times are changing. You know, it's a different era. He's a younger dude.
Yeah.
You know,
I have fond memories of 144.
He wants to shine, right?
This is the new era. This is young kids. This is how they do it.
I will say, very impressive that you knew there was 2 cards in February.
I freaking knew that. I was there at UFC 144. I was there at Saitama. Where were you? You were still in diapers back in February of 2012. I was there. I was talking to Sexyama. What grade were you in February of 2012?
I was a senior in high school, yeah.
Crazy. That is crazy. I'm in freaking
I don't think
Japan.
I was old enough to watch UFC at that point.
With future MMA fighter E.K.C. Leiden. All right?
The legend.
Shout out.
Yeah. We were
Shout
at
out.
the Tsukiji Fish Market. Look it up.
What an epic video I watched.
I can't,
I actually watched it as well. You told me about it, yeah. Great video.
And all that said, I mean, yet still,
Throw one out right now.
I saw the eyes. I saw the eyes go.
Wow.
The eyes were there. We're going to go back to the tape. We're going to
Throw one out
All
right
that
now.
said.
Go right now. Go ahead.
What's the
Look,
like?
my
What are we
eyes are
doing
here.
here? Main event.
Go ahead. Yeah. So you throw out the
Main
thing. Yeah,
event,
that's the gimmick. Throw one out right now.
UFC 71.
Yeah.
Okay. 70. Oh, that's a great one. That's one of my favorites of
Why
all
did
time.
you
Look,
look right
I
at
didn't
it?
look down. I didn't look
You looked
anywhere.
right at your
You MFers. Rampage Jackson and Chuck Liddell. I mean, it was an iconic one. It was
Because he doesn't know. He named one that's.
I know, like the easiest one. That's like
iconic.
saying like who won between the Cavs and the Warriors in 2016. Okay, what else you got? What else you got?
Cavs.
Throw it out right now.
I was hoping Rick was going to assist.
Throw it out right now. Throw a number.
UFC.
No. Go.
What do you mean? No.
The doubter.
Yes or no?
I want the doubter to
him.
do it.
Okay.
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna step
Go
back.
ahead.
Let's go UFC 113.
Oh, what an easy one. Vancouver.
I'm saying the numbers before I Google them.
This guy, you see, that's the crazy thing about this, New York Rick. It's like I had a moment, like a brain fart, if you will.
Yeah, right. That's what I think you had.
Yeah.
That's all.
But
I'm saying.
I needed a moment to compose myself, but don't you dare for a second doubt
Listen,
me.
I don't
UFC
doubt
113.
I do doubt that 144 popped in the head that right then and there.
All honesty, do you have to commit these to memory? Does it just happen naturally? Do you have
I
flashcards?
think he's lived through all of them.
By the way, I was wrong. Just let me say, you see, this is how good I am. 113 wasn't Vancouver. 115 was Vancouver. 113 was Montreal. And that was Machida versus Shogun. Also Paul Daly versus Josh Koscheck. Also Matt Mitrione versus Kimbo Slice.
Matt Mitrione, Kimbo Slice. That's great.
What else? What else?
I want to correct you because he's scared now.
No. Yeah. Yeah, I said Vancouver, and you're like, oh, yeah, he's right. Yeah. See?
I hadn't Googled it yet, but your confidence.
One more. Do it right now. Let's go.
UFC.
I'm loving this.
What's your weak point? Is there a decade? Or I mean,
why? You see that again? Why would you try to zone in on the weak point? It should be about accentuating the strengths. Do it right now.
I'm scared of
all these numbers. I like.
Go ahead.
I Google them and then I recognize the names.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. That's it. You got nothing? This is a 10-7 right here. This is a 10-7.
Here's what I was about
Cat's
to
got
say.
your tongue.
Here's what I was about
How
to
dare
say.
you?
How
in the face
easy
of
would this
one
one have been?
All right.
UFC 83.
Oh my God. Jeez, I mean,
It's
like,
like,
what
I'm
a
like
noob.
frantically Googling.
What are we doing here?
And like, it's
What
like
are we
I'm
doing
picking the
here?
worst
I mean,
numbers.
come on, Montreal. Kenny Florian replaced Joe Rogan that night. GSP Sarah too.
Yeah,
The great
yeah. I
Caleb
mean, as soon as I saw the
Starnes
name, I was like, this
against
guy's
Nate
this
Quarry.
do?
I mean, all right, fine.
Well done, though. Impressive.
Yeah.
It is impressive. No, it's wildly impressive.
No, it's just crazy. I mean, it's
It
crazy.
was the
that you-
144 though that got you.
It was weird because it was 2 in that month, so it screwed me up.
I don't blame you.
2 in
I
that
don't
month.
blame you.
There's always a reason. There's always.
There's
none
so
in
many
March.
numbers to keep up with. I don't blame
No,
you.
I'll tell you right now. If you say to me right now, no, it's no cap, like 265, I don't think I can even remember it.
Yeah, the older ones.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know
So
what I
like-
mean?
Yeah, like 233.
Yeah.
Well, it would literally take me
What
4
is
hours.
the like delineation
That's
point where it
crazy.
stopped?
It
going?
kind of no. Honestly, it was like around. I feel like it was the move to ESPN as like, and I don't know why that is, but like 212, 213, it starts to get a little hazy.
we also have to remember at the time that those events were happening, they were so much more significant from a, how far in between fights, the buildups, the level of talent from top to bottom on each of the cards. They felt like an event. Now it's like it's a mill. It's churned out. The ability to keep up with them is so much harder.
And yeah, they were a little more special. Like I used to do this.
Special, yeah.
I used to do this game all the time. Like 65 was GSP. No, 56 was GSP's Matt Hughes.
Yeah.
66 was, see, now I'm forgetting.
No, 65 was GSP Matt Hughes.
Oh, 65. Yes, that's right there. 65 was GSP Matt Hughes in Sacramento. 66 was Tito versus Chuck. 67 was Luder versus Anderson. 68 was Randy versus Tim Sylvia. 69 was GSP versus Sarah. 70 was the crazy Krokop and Gonzaga.
We get it.
71. Let me see how far I can
Bring
go.
us all the way
70,
up to 273.
This is great content right here.
We
71. 71 was Rampage versus Liddell. 73 was in Belfast. 74 was 72 was in Belfast. 73 was stacked, UFC stacked on my birthday. Rashad Evans and Tito fought on that, Hermes Franca. 74. Anyway, I'm not going to bore you guys.
Listen, the haters will always have UFC 144.
Yeah. All right. I need to have this conversation about what happened last night because the world is talking about this, and I'm certainly a little bit conflicted. So, Oscars, I'm watching it. Everyone's watching. It seemed like the world is watching it. It's like one of those rare times where your entire timeline is talking about the exact same thing. And now I just saw something here that the Academy is going to quiz. What are they doing? What? Oh, breaking news. Yes, thank you for that. See, that's a good producer right there. I just saw this courtesy of Jedi. Where is it? Yes, per statement from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences issued on Monday afternoon. The Academy condemns the actions of Mr. Smith at last night's show. We've officially started a formal review around the incident and will explore further action and consequences in accordance with our bylaws, standards of conduct, and California law. First, let's just get this out of the way. New York Rick, work or shoot?
Shoot, for sure.
GC?
Yes, shoot. I agree with Rick here.
Shoot, by the way, means real. Work means, I don't know.
Yeah. She actually was banking on that being the case.
Frank?
Yeah, it's a shoot.
Okay. Now.
It's a shoot, brother.
What do you think, Rick? What do you think of it? Who's at fault? Who wins the round?
Nobody's at fault. I think people want somebody to pin everything on. And I think the reality of life and just things in general is there's a blame pie to go around. Everybody's to blame. Everybody's not to blame. It doesn't need to be this one person is the villain and everybody else is absolved. And I find that this is happening with the Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal situation. It's who's right, who's wrong? They're both right, they're both wrong. I feel similarly in this scenario.
But wait a second. Can we not agree on this? Comedy is about, cracking jokes. That's the role of that guy.
I agree with that.
Historically, that guy, the host, he was one of many last night, but in that precise moment, is to basically make fun of everyone in attendance. That's historically the job, right? Ricky Gervais, Jimmy Kimmel, him, blah, blah, blah. As far as wisecracks are concerned, one of the more tame ones, right?
Yeah, it wasn't
Did it really warrant walking up to him and freaking open hand?
I will say this. Look, you yourself have long talked about the hot button things, the third rails, right? Family is there.
Yes. Now, is it not different? And again, I'm working this out because I was very vocal about this last week about Jorge and Colby.
Family.
You don't talk about family. Now that's
as Vin Diesel would say.
Yes, that's fight promotion. This is comedy. Two totally different lanes, right? You can't.
I'm okay with with both of them understanding the consequences of what's happening here. Chris Rock knows that there are safer jokes to make. Yes, he could make a joke.
That was a really tame one.
There are safer ones. Yes.
Do you think he
or there
knew
are even
about
more offensive ones?
Do you think he knew about the condition?
I don't know. I think we have to hear from him.
So this
on that.
comes out after people dig it up that his wife Jada Pinkett
Well, I
Smith.
think it's known. I knew.
Oh, I
this.
didn't know that.
I
I just thought it was a cool look. I mean, I think she looks great. She has alopecia, which
Yeah.
means like you can't grow hair.
Yeah,
Charlie Villanueva was the first guy I ever learned about alopecia. You remember him?
Yeah.
This was before your time, GC. Charlie
the
Villanueva.
NBA basketball player. I knew.
Did
I knew about
GC know
this.
who Charlie Villanueva was?
He did. Yeah.
Okay.
We actually
All right.
talked about it pre-show. KG.
KG.
He got into a beef with.
Oh, right. Got it.
Before your
UConn.
time.
Yeah.
Before your time. All right, let's not just do this for every single thing that happens on the show from now on. Bringing it back here.
Okay.
I knew about this. I think her struggles with it and having talked about it has been public knowledge. When she first appeared with the shaved head, this is something that had been brought up. Either way, I think we need to know whether he knew or not. That will be for Chris Rock to decide. There are safer jokes. There are more offensive jokes. He's taking a risk in that scenario by making that specific joke. Whether it's a high risk, low risk, that's for him to suss out and whether he decides he wants to go with it. There are consequences for that. In this case, Will Smith decided that he was going to do something that hadn't been done in this setting before, as far as I know, and get up on stage and smack him. And I think Will Smith now has to live with the consequences. Him making the calculation, if Chris Rock now decides to press charges on me, if Chris Rock decides to come at me and attack me, there are consequences for these actions. And I think both of them decided that they can live with it, much like I've been talking about with Jorge Masvidal and Colby Covington. They have both decided that they will live with the consequences of their actions.
Seems like GC wanted to say something.
I'm just laughing. I'm just recounting everything from last night and just how insane it was. I don't really have like a strong opinion on who's at fault here. I mean, it was pure insanity. Like when it happened, then you get the Australian or like the international footage where you get to hear what he's saying, and then you're like, oh, this probably wasn't fake. And then it's like, where's Will Smith? Where's Will Smith? And then they're like, nominated for Best Actor, Will Smith and King Richard. And then they go to him and you're like, oh my God, now he's on the screen. And then he wins it. And like the way that Samuel L. Jackson delivered that he won, he's just like, Will Smith. Like the announcement, it was just like,
And then he's getting a standing ovation.
It was just like, well, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. It was just so insane for like an hour of television.
First of all,
is his performance worse because he did this? Well,
no. I mean, it's just a weird thing. He literally went out there and assaulted a man because of a joke. And then an hour later. Here's the thing about this whole situation. First of all, the Oscars have been somewhat irrelevant for a while. I mean, I would love to see if there's any type of metric of like, when this happened, and then like word starts to spread,
like
and
it
if
had
the
been
rating,
a live stream,
and like the ratings spike, right? It must have been amazing.
I wasn't watching it before,
right? I wasn't either. And then
go ahead.
Yeah, wait, I just want to say this. In the world right now, there are a few actors that I would say are universally beloved. I feel like the Fresh Prince Will Smith, I know he's had his thing, he gets made fun of, the crying and all that. I feel like he's one of those guys that everyone loves, right?
Yes.
Sure.
Now I feel like it's in a weird spot where it's like, yeah, you're happy he finally got an Oscar. Like he's been in our lives for 30 plus, actually more than 30 years when you date back to his rapping career, then Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, all that. Now it's like.
Chris Rock too. Chris Rock has been in our life for.
Chris Rock did nothing wrong.
He's been in.
Certainly not that.
He's been in our lives as long as I can remember. It's just like, these are two like giant megastars like getting into this. That's what also made it so crazy. Like
who are also beloved, right?
That's what I'm saying.
A lot of people don't like
just like
I just feel like in that universe, when you're making jokes like that, and especially that one being relatively tame, you don't deserve to get slapped. And by the way, the reason I scored it for Chris Rock was the dude stood there like a freaking champ.
He ate it.
Scored it.
He not only did he say, not only he transitioned, he moved on, he didn't make it about himself. He could have freaking tackled him.
Super pro move.
Yes.
100%. Super pro move. Chris Rock came off looking like aces.
What do you think is going on in his mind when that's happening?
Well, he also could have said he could have taken it a step further afterward. Like he could have started saying some real wild stuff.
Yes.
I think he did. I don't think he wanted another one of those. I'll say that.
Yeah.
I don't think he wants Will to turn around and come back. I think there was a moment there where if you freeze it after he got smacked, I think there's a moment where that fist got balled and he was thinking what to do. Look, I mean, if you're just standing there and somebody smacks you like that, no matter how cool you are, no matter how good under pressure you are, there's a moment where you think, okay, I'm about to fight or flight. You have that. But he was cool under pressure. Chris Rock's a pro. I thought he handled that like the best you could possibly handle that. I'll push back on I don't think Will Smith takes a huge PR hit here. I don't think he goes from universally beloved.
No, he's getting a lot of love for it. He's getting a lot of love.
But I don't think it will turn on him.
If it was 100%, it's now 75-25.
Here's what will happen. I disagree. Here's what will happen. Those two are going to make a movie together. They're going to sit down for an interview together. There's going to be this whole thing. Look, I shouldn't have said that about your wife. Yeah, man, I came up there and smacked you. You can tell how serious something is by the level of memes and like how funny the memes are. If this was truly heinous, the memes wouldn't be this good. And the memes wouldn't be this funny. And the memes wouldn't be this lighthearted. This will go away quickly. They're going to be doing a 1 hour interview together. Quickly. They're going to be doing a 1 hour interview together in less than a week. And then they're going to be doing a film
at the red table
together.
They're going to be at the red table?
Maybe at the red table.
Yeah, imagine that.
That's a bad place for Will Smith. Did you see the videos of him at the post parties with the Oscar dancing to his own song?
This is going away quick.
Get jiggy with it. I mean, I would have been uncomfortable watching him dance like that.
Yes. If I'm Chris Rock.
This is.
By the way, the reason I thought this was shout out to him for that. I mean, Chris Rock, the Leon Edwards of the Academy Awards.
For sure.
If I'm, like, it's like Will Smith, you just had your greatest moment ever, and he kind of ruined it. He ruined it.
I don't agree.
Well, he hadn't had the moment yet.
Yeah, I guess.
That's what's even.
You don't think they knew that? You don't think they know?
He wasn't celebrating like a guy who was too broken up about it.
Look at him in the acceptance speech. He's feeling emotional about it. He's feeling conflicted. He's feeling a certain way about what he did. All his references. The first thing he says is
family stuff.
Yeah, he was a fierce defender of his family. Yeah. Richard Williams.
And then an hour later, he's drinking, champagne and throwing his trophy around. He's not too broken up about it. Again, I think everybody in that scenario is willing to live with the consequences there. That could have turned out differently if Chris Rock does something else. That could have turned out differently if Chris Rock presses charges. It still remains to be seen. Just because he's not pressing charges now doesn't mean he won't ultimately. But yeah, I think everybody was okay with the consequences there. I think there will be it's hard to call it a happy ending, but I think there will be a resolution here where it's like it becomes water under the bridge, and we might look back on this one and have it mean.
Well, I'm not saying that there's going to be like some sort of war that breaks out between the Rock camp, but I can assure you this, and I want to get Frank's take on this. I feel like there's a lot of people. Chris Rock has a lot of friends, right? The Jerry Seinfelds of the world, all these like old
friends,
yeah. And if I'm one of his like fraternity brothers, I'm like, yo, Will, man, come on, you can't act like that. Like you're in comedy, you understand the way this works. We make fun of people, isn't that the whole game here? Like you can't do that. I feel like within that fraternity, he may have made a lot of enemies. He may have turned a lot of people off.
I don't buy that just because. Yes, I agree with you that he may have, but I don't buy that because you could say the same. You could excuse away the fight game stuff the same way. This is what we do in the fight game. We talk about people, this and that, and you're saying there are still
a lot of people
third rails.
talk about family in the fight game.
I think.
Yeah, but so why is that different? He talked about his family in front of millions of people on television. Why is that different?
As if it hasn't happened before. I think this has a longer lasting impact than what he's saying.
It's happened before in the fight game too.
There is no way that Chris Rock is cool with what Will Smith did.
No.
There is absolutely no way. There's no way he's sitting down in a week for an interview to make it water under the bridge.
Oh, that will happen. Guaranteed.
In 1 week,
in a week, no way.
What is
probably like
give me the odds. There's no shot.
What do you think, Frank? What do you think?
I'm just a firm believer that you can't control what happens, and you can't control how you feel about it, but you can control how you react to something. And I thought he reacted poorly.
Now, when you say he, do you mean
Will Smith?
Yes.
There's a million other things that he could have done, and if he was like a 20-something, fresh on the scene sort of thing, and he didn't know how to control his emotions from that, sure. And it just feels weird seeing somebody like that knows better go and take it into that.
Do you feel differently about Mr. Will Smith?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's a veil. It's like, I realize the guy's an actor, so like, whatever way that I thought of him positively, I was like, oh, I guess that was all a lie. Kind of like some other actors that have shown their true colors.
Lie. Everything was a lie.
He seemed like
comedy.
A lunatic up there.
A little bit, yes.
This is comedy is as flimsy a defense as this is the fight game. It can't work that way. It can't work that way. There have to be consequences.
Well, the weird thing is, I'm on the side of in the fight game you can't go there, but in this case, like I'm readily, because I know someone will say, "How could you say this?" But
I will say that it can't.
I feel like they're two totally different things.
Why?
Because as GSP said, when you're fighting someone, when it's your opponent and they're using these things to rile you up, to get on your skin, to quote unquote self-fight, it's one thing as opposed to a guy whose actual job description is to be up there and make fun of all of you. Like, that's what they do. Historically, for the past 50 years of that role, it's like, I'm going to make fun of you. And by the way,
Nobody's
say
saying
1,000 times worse things.
I'm not advocating.
Not
that
every
you shouldn't-
fighter says things about your family. In fact, I would say 0.1% have ever brought family involved. That's why that was different and why this one was unwarranted. And by the way, just to repeat one more time, because I got a lot of crap for it, I never once said that Masvidal should have done what he did, right? It was very unfortunate and very ill-advised. Never should have done that. But I said I could understand why why it led him to go down that path. I don't understand why. I guess that's the best way that I could put it. I don't understand why Will Smith felt like that was an appropriate thing to do.
I understand it for the same reasons I understand Masvidal. Like
You can't compare also
there
the
are
things that
consequences.
Covington said about Masvidal to what was said last night.
No, if
Called
you're
him a
asking
deadbeat
me,
dad, said
Yeah.
he doesn't pay his
Kobe
alimony.
took it further. No doubt.
This guy made
No
a
doubt.
joke. I mean, it was like it's like someone making fun of my nose. It's an appearance.
Yeah, and what if they made fun of your wife's nose? What if they made fun of your wife's condition? How you feeling?
But we've seen that, like with
How you feeling?
Fighter and the Kid.
Are you feeling confident enough
Yeah,
to
see,
go up in
this
front
falls
of the
apart.
Oscars?
This falls
No,
apart.
I'm actually feeling okay because first of all, I know Chris
Falls
Rock.
apart.
If I'm Will Smith, I know Chris Rock. I have some kind of relation. I saw a picture when they were all together.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm sure they've crossed paths.
Yeah. There's pictures of them.
I mean, they were on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air together.
Was Rock on the Fresh
I
Prince?
think he was. Yeah.
People were
Wow.
posting pictures.
Seen
Okay,
him
so
back
they
in
have
the
a
day with the high
relationship.
top.
They have a relationship, right? I know
That's
there was
almost
some.
worse. I'll be honest.
He said G.I. Jane. He didn't say look.
Listen.
If he would have made a joke about like the infidelity stuff, okay, that's a little sensitive.
Well, Will Smith doesn't seem to mind that.
Gee, does
I understand the compulsion, but I'm not advocating that people should get up there and smack comedians. I think the idea, though, is that the comedians should understand the risks of that, especially when you're targeting a specific person. That is the reality. And I
Targeting?
think Chris Rock.
he was up there making cracks about like a million different people.
Yeah, and they could have taken it personally too. One did. And
You know
that
what was so
it.
crazy about the
That's
slap?
why
It
I'm
was
not taking a side.
it was so pronounced. It was like it
a
seemed
great smack.
fake. It seemed like a pro wrestling slap where it was like so almost cartoonish. I had to watch it. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the only one.
I've watched
here's
it
the
like
thing.
80 times. Like I more have found it just everything about it was just so insane and entertaining. I don't really have like a side.
I'll agree with you here. Chris Rock was doing his job more than Colby Covington was doing his job.
Okay.
But I
Do you
would
agree with
argue-
this? Chris
I would
Rock
argue
did
that both
nothing
were-
wrong and in fact did everything right in the sense that this could have gone 1,000 times
That
worse.
100% he could have made this significantly worse, and instead he tried to diffuse the situation. He is a pro's pro. That is a man.
His
who-
stock is way up.
Yeah.
Will Smith's stock?
Reaction-wise, you're saying
way down.
reaction-wise.
I don't think
he
so.
did everything
I don't
right.
think Smith's
Yeah,
stock is
reaction wise.
down.
No, what do you
Oh,
mean?
yeah.
Even the
Yeah,
joke.
Reaction-wise, of course.
Even the joke. His jaw. He's literally put in that position to make those jokes.
Yeah.
There's an understanding that role you're roasting the room.
Yes.
There's an understanding there.
And I feel like there used to be an understanding by the audience that, hey, I'm sitting here, I'm getting roasted.
We live in different times.
The greatest of all time. I mean, I
You
could.
about to say Don Rickles?
No. But I was going to say, like, the greatest actors of all time. I mean, no one, to the best of my knowledge, I mean, I don't go around and asking people, but I feel like no one is safe from this type of, jokes, right? Like, everyone who sits there, from Meryl Streep to Kevin Costner to Jordan, I feel like they've all been roasted in those spots.
Yeah, that's kind of like the conceit, right? That like
Yeah.
nobody's safe. I'll say this though. Your point about like they seem to be friendly and have had a relationship, maybe that makes it worse in that scenario. Maybe he thought, look, you can make fun of me, but you're making fun of her condition, my wife. Like, again, there's no heroes and villains. That's what I keep coming back to. There's no heroes and villains here. There is no this guy's the good guy, this guy's the bad guy, this, that, the other. People made choices. It doesn't exist in a vacuum. And Will Smith, I think, made a bad choice, but he made a choice, and he's willing to live with those consequences.
Wild. Chris Rock in Atlantic City this weekend. Go see him.
Oh my God. His career about to skyrocket once again.
Tickets are not cheap, yeah.
Great question here from Max on Twitter. The real question is, why did Will Smith go for a slap and not a fist/punch? Could have laid him out. I was curious about that. You think he had the presence of mind not to go for the punch?
I think it was a calculation. Again, like in the moment, deciding like, look, I'm not trying to.
The dude lost his mind in that moment.
Yeah, Will
No,
Smith.
what do you mean? I mean, he could have tackled him and tried to.
Oh, can
punch
you
him.
imagine that?
Yeah,
my
no,
gosh, it
that
could've
was
gotten so
that was a
crazy.
calculation.
so
He
crazy.
decided that he was going to teach him something, but he wasn't about to, make it worse than that.
Great idea here from Lewis. At the Academy, book Ariel Helwani to handle the Smith Rock face-to-face, as per New York Rick's suggestion. I don't know if you suggested that per se, but I mean, could you imagine that? Who would
Jake Paul, $15 million apiece for him.
Yeah.
No, my suggestion that they're going to do content together. 100%, they are going to do this content together. No doubt.
Who do you think
No
would be
doubt.
the best moderator for that?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I feel like someone like Seinfeld. Sandler. No one gets mad around Sandler, right?
So, you're saying like
Yeah.
Like the
Him and-
third
him and
man.
Chris
like
Rock are
like
boys.
like a mutual connection though. You're
Yeah.
thinking like who could it be? Sandler would be a funny one.
DJ Jazzy Jeff? I feel like he would be.
I don't know if he has the connection to Chris Rock. Either way, what a
Martin Lawrence,
wild
probably.
Martin Lawrence, yeah. What do you think, Frank? I mean, talk some sense into all of us. Good look, bad look?
I don't think it's the best look, but it did happen. So
I talked about it for 5 minutes this morning, and Frank was like, we're still
5
talking about
minutes.
this.
Wow. So Frank is totally not into this storyline. I was looking forward to this conversation the entire day.
This is
My
this
whole
is-
subway ride in, I was like, as soon as I get in.
Couldn't
Did you
wait.
see the Oscars last night?
No one.
I mean, this was water cooler talk.
How crazy was
At a
Twitter in that
preview.
moment, right?
I couldn't get off of it. The memes, how fast people were. It was so funny.
What about the fact that there was like the Japanese feed and then the Australian,
The feed came out. I mean, it was just
That's how you get the uncensored. That's
It
how
was
you get the-
insanity.
Shout out to Wow Wow in Japan for giving
Yeah.
us that.
Supreme Dreams dropped a video within hours of it happening. People are editing Joe Rogan into pictures.
See,
Jim Ross.
this is the lighthearted nature of this.
Yeah, but that's the internet having a blast. I can
Yes.
assure you, Chris Rock ain't laughing about this.
I assure you, the
There's
FCC
no
is
way.
probably being bombarded.
He's probably not
Yeah.
happy. I'll say that, but I
Yes,
think he'll
there's
get over
no
it
way
quickly.
he's happy.
And I don't think Will Smith. Listen, when Will Smith went to bed last night, dancing to whatever song it was or
Get jiggy
not,
with it.
yeah, he was like, "I screwed that up. I screwed that up.
No, I think I think especially if he was drinking last night, I think he woke up this morning and was like, I screwed that up.
I screwed that up. This should have been the highlight of my career.
So-
30 years, the jokey guy finally got an Oscar. Big moment.
Jokey guy, yikes! All right,
No, like he was the
maybe
Fresh
we
Prince.
Slap you next.
Imagine, 1991. You think anyone predicts that Fresh Prince of Bel Air is getting an Oscar? No.
I
No
mean,
one's
if that's
predicting that.
around Independence Day time, then maybe.
No,
That's like
it's
94.
way before Independence Day.
Maybe. Yeah, you're right. Emmys more than Oscar. I'll say this: Will Smith apologizes to Chris Rock. You think he accepts, or you think he says, "Nah, man, that was out of
Accepts.
line"?
I think he
Nah,
accepts.
he accepts him.
That says it all.
For sure.
That says,
No, because he's a mensch. It's class
that
act.
says it all. We'll be
Class
moving
act.
on. We'll be moving on from this. Can't wait for the
I
red
think
table
we
talk.
move on eventually. I do think we move on. I think we get an interview or like an Instagram post or something like that. I just don't think it happens in a week.
They're going to be in a movie together. That's my.
I think
that's
we
my
kind of
thought.
forget about it for a little bit. People stop talking about it, and then it's like, oh, Chris and Will back together.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
This will
Well,
never.
you said a guaranteed next week they're sitting down
Guaranteed.
for an interview.
Next,
happen.
there's
This
no,
guy is
no,
an
too
app.
soon,
This
too
is-
They'll
soon.
be on Jimmy. Who's booked on Jimmy Kimmel Live tonight? They'll be on Jimmy Kimmel
By the way,
Live.
that would be a
together.
good one. Howard Stern would be a good one.
It's going to happen. Honestly, your point was the best one.
Thank you.
Invite him on
Which
Red
one?
Table. Let's just do it.
Oh my God, that would be the
no.
worst
Man,
one.
Will can't
No.
come back to the red
Do it.
table.
Invite him
cannot
on
go
Oh,
Red
we
back
got
to
Table.
the
Willow
red
there.
table.
They're all going to be ganging up on poor Chris.
No,
Nah, Chris will
can't
hold
go
his
back
own.
To the red table. Jada would be there too, huh?
I can't believe that a real like weak, off the cuff GI Jane joke would prompt that kind of reaction. There has to, by the way, there has to be way more to the story.
That's guaranteed. There's no way
Right?
it was
Yes,
just
it has
that.
to be.
There's
It
more
has
to
to
it.
be.
He's probably going through something, and that was it.
There was something behind that second.
Yeah.
Keep my wife's name out of your mouth. That
It
second
seemed
one
like there's
came from-
precedence. Like he's made comments about her in the past, so maybe this was a boiling point. But still, not the best way to handle it.
By the way, who's that girl in back of him? She was the real star of the whole situation.
Oh, Lupita.
Lupita. Who's Lupita? She's a singer. I know I'm exposing myself.
Wow, no, she's an actress. She's in what was it? Us.
I didn't see a single one of
she's
those
in a lot
movies.
of movies.
Coda. What is Coda? Never heard of
I
this.
haven't seen Coda.
Didn't see the. Did you guys see the Richard Williams movie?
Yeah, it was great.
No.
Didn't see it.
Tremendous.
What won Best Picture? Coda?
No.
Oh.
Did it? I
did.
don't remember.
Coda won.
I was so
Did you
enamored
see it,
with
Frank?
Twitter at the time.
No. I found out about it this morning.
Come on. You didn't even know when it was happening?
No, I mean about Coda.
Oh.
I was like, that's a movie?
Did you hear about the
I did, as it was unfolding.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, what a time.
I mean, it
What a
has
time.
nothing on the Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake scandal. That was
That's your
something.
big one. Except the thing is, I don't
No,
think there
he's
was.
just like enamored with the Janet Jackson.
Everyone remembers that, but there wasn't. Was
He's
Twitter
like,
a thing?
FCC, change their rules. The FCC.
I don't think
Twitter wasn't a
was-
thing. That was
No, it was not.
2003.
Yeah, no, Twitter wasn't.
06 was Twitter.
Well,
There were
up
other
like
social networks, though.
Not really.
Facebook.
Live
on
Journal,
MySpace, live blogging.
Friendster.
Yeah, but it wasn't like this. This was
Yeah,
incredible.
No, Twitter makes things feel a lot.
So in the end, you scored for Will Smith.
I'm not scoring it for anybody. I think they're both winners and losers. And like
I can't
in all
believe
these
that
scenarios.
poor Chris Rock is a loser in this scenario.
I don't
I mean,
think
he
Chris
got
Rock is a
manhandled
loser.
on TV.
Oh,
by
in that
somebody
regard,
else.
I guess you could say in that regard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
I
can
mean, yeah, he
definitely
got-
say that in that regard.
He got slapped.
His
He stood there with his hands behind his back.
I
By the
mean,
way, not a
he
sucker
ate-
punch.
he ate the
freaking
shot.
walked
No,
right up to him.
not a sucker punch. Look, yeah, I mean it's not great. Like there's pictures of Chris Rock all over the internet being slapped. I don't think that that's
Not a great
exactly
moment,
what he
yeah.
wants
No,
for himself.
There's no way.
Um,
You don't think it's better for his career now?
no.
You don't think there's a positive in all of this that comes
Yeah,
out
I
of it
think
for
there's
him?
positive for sure.
Listen, that picture that they do together is going to be big box office.
I don't think he
Big
knew Will
box
Smith was going to slap him until Will Smith was slapping him. Like he's like laughing as he's like 2 feet away from him,
Oh my God.
and then like it happened.
I mean, they're both entertainers. They both like they're seizing a moment there. I don't think Chris Rock is thinking like I'm about to get slapped. He's thinking like, okay, let's see where this goes. He's
Jose, you
he's
let
a
me know.
comedian. He's trying to capture this moment.
By the way, how awkward must it have been in the audience, right? Like when they went to commercial and stuff
I think there's pictures of the faces of like the audience, and they're all like, some are like hand and
like
some
oh
are
my
like,
God. And the poor people who had to get awards immediately. I think Questlove was one, which was a big moment for
I
him.
think Questlove was right after. Yeah.
Crazy. All right. Well, I just want to talk it out. You know,
Yeah.
obviously there are similarities to the fight game. I do think that it's not as black and white. You shouldn't use family to promote a fight, but in comedy, unfortunately, that's kind of the way it goes. And in that case, like it's not like Jada Pinkett. Here's the other thing that no one's saying. Jada
before you
Pinkett
say
Smith. No, she is a public person. She's a very famous person. Masvidal's wife and kids aren't. So as a result, Jada Pinkett Smith is fair game in that moment. She's sitting there. What are you talking about?
These are such bad takes.
This is the best take. What are you saying?
So we can go in on Austin Vanderford's wife because she's a public person. Let's just
well, what does that? Wait. When you say go in, what does that mean?
like you're saying fair game to
No, but
talk
again,
about her.
I'm saying family should not be talked about to sell a fight, to promote a fight. But in comedy,
no different.
like if Chris Rock would have said something, let's just say for the sake of this conversation,
it's at her
Will
expense
Smith's
regardless.
daughter has alopecia. She's not a famous
Yeah.
person. She's a 10-year-old
She
girl.
is a famous person.
No, I'm just saying for the sake. I'm telling you, in this scenario, call Mr. X. George Clooney has a daughter with alopecia. She is not fair game. She's not. She's not famous. She's not a public person. But Jada Pinkett Smith is. She's sitting right there. So in that case, she could be Will Smith's wife, cousin, sister, person sitting next. That's the role of a Chris Rock in that position. He's making wisecracks. He's roasting people. That's literally his job. In the fight game, it is not the role of Masvidal's wife or Colby's wife or GSP's wife or Connor's wife to be talked about. They have nothing to do with the
My
fight.
argument isn't not to make the joke. My argument is live with the consequences.
I thought you were going to say make a better joke.
Well, that's certainly something. Make it a funny joke if you're going to get, because there's going to be consequences. I have no problem with what Chris Rock said, but I also have no problem with consequences for that.
So you're cool with people just walking
I'm
up to
not.
comedians and
I'm not.
smacking them.
I'm not.
Well, you just said the consequences. You're okay with
I
it.
can't believe we're talking about this.
I'm
This is so crazy. Like I just can't believe
I'm
it happened
okay.
last night.
Oh, I thought you said you can't believe his
No,
takes.
I believe we're talking about
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
But,
yeah.
I can
But
believe
I
it,
don't.
like,
I don't
you know,
agree. I don't
it's just
agree that like in one
crazy.
realm or another, it's okay. In fact, I'd argue in the fight game, you can do something about it. That's the whole argument, right? Like In the fight game, if you make fun of somebody's family, you're going to be locked in a cage with them and able to fight, as opposed to making a joke about somebody. Typically, there wouldn't be an expectation that there would be something happening. Will Smith decided that he's going to make something happen. But actually, in the fight game, you have a chance to make them pay for their words inside the cage. So I don't think one's any better than the other. I don't think in one it's fair or not fair. Every situation is different. It doesn't exist in a vacuum. But there are consequences for actions.
Frank, any final thoughts on this hot topic?
I think I'm over it.
All right, perfect. By the way, New York Rick, haven't you bet on WrestleMania in the past?
Oh boy,
I thought that was like your one thing.
No, I watch WrestleMania, but I don't bet on it
because
it's like it's
any good lines?
It's predetermined. Connor,
I think this all stemmed from us starting to talk about WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because it's the last thing that's up on my computer.
Connor will have to.
Any good lions out there? Anything we're targeting?
I don't know. There's a lot of heavy favorites.
Yeah.
Maybe I have in the past just because it was easy. But yeah.
All right.
McAfee.
Rick's picks?
I can bet on McAfee.
Yeah. Well, what is McAfee right now?
Plus 110.
Interesting. Underdog McAfee. Wow.
Pretty close line. I might have to lay it with our boy.
I think he's going to try. They're going to try to screw him with Vince McMahon. It's going to be great. That's actually the match I'm most looking forward to.
I wonder how many times the line is wrong when it comes to these. I would guess.
I imagine all the time.
Do me a favor. Screen grab it right now so we know what it is on the Monday, and then we can go back. Because Lord knows we'll have nothing to talk about in this segment next Monday. Yes, give us some Rick's picks, please.
Hit my music, please, Frank.
Yes, thank you for that.
And now it's time to open up your ears and your minds, MMA fans. It's time for Rick's Picks.
Rick's Picks.
Rick's Picks are lots of fun, and his hair is in a bun, cause it's, you already know what it is.
Rick's Picks.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's the new craze taking the world by storm.
Yes.
Live from the Vox Studios in beautiful New York City, it's time for
Rick's Picks.
Yes. I like the way you took control of that situation.
Listen, experience over here. This is what we do.
I wanted to try out Rick's picks with GC on it too. You kind of bled into his segment.
We did that in rehearsal, right?
Yeah, we did, right?
No,
Bring him in.
We did.
What are you talking about? I actually literally said that I wanted to have them both on together. You guys are crazy.
Bring this guy.
I thought that was just for the Will Smith debate.
I want to see how this goes. I want to see if you have any thoughts.
You know what? Sit back. Just get out of here.
This is good stuff right here. I wanted to keep these vibes going.
No,
you know what? Wow.
This is my time.
Rick does.
Get him out.
No, yeah, get me out of here for now.
Cut this guy out of here.
Fine. Jeez, okay.
Jesus Christ. Rick's picks this week. Not Jesus. I mean, just stepping all over it. Rick's picks this week.
I thought it would have been fun.
You know what? Maybe next week.
All right, fine.
Don't just spring it. Next week.
I feel like I'm allowed to spring these things.
What? I don't even know if you deserve what's about to happen.
Oh, wow. Is it a okay, no, I don't want to guess.
You know what Rick's picks is for this week?
Don't tell me it's Connor again.
Connor Burks this time. No. It's somebody who I would say is essential to the fight game. Somebody very important. And somebody who's the best at what they do.
Oh, here we go. I feel a swerve coming along.
There's an asset here. There's an asset here.
Yeah.
We always complain about the assets. Yoon, why don't you roll?
Oh, wow. Asset? Finally. First time. Oh.
In an era of journalism dominated by clickbait and hot takes, one man has managed to blaze a trail of his own.
Wow.
Because he knows integrity. When you represent the pinnacle of your industry, and you do it while answering to no one.
What is this?
They don't just call you the best, they call you a champion.
Wow.
Rather Helwani or Helwani.
Is this Robert Pearson?
From this moment forward.
Wow.
He shall be known as the official, undefeated, and undisputed.
Wow.
World Openweight Broadcasting Champion.
Wow.
Congratulations, Ariel. You've earned it.
There he is. Wow. Surprise guest and all. Holy crap. Where did you come from?
Come crash the party, man. How are you doing?
You've been waiting here this whole time?
I've been in the basement since 6 a.m., man. It's crazy.
Wait. Listen to this. Frank, what kind of operation are you running here?
a tight ship.
Is this? Can you? Wow! Look at. Can I take these off?
Please do. Yeah.
Do you wanna?
That's great. Wow. This is unbelievable. Guys,
There you
this
go,
is
man.
Robert Pierce. I'm a little bit like verklempt at the moment. This is unbelievable.
We got to keep you on your toes, Ariel.
Can we get a shot of this? Is my mic still on, Frank?
Your mic is on. Your mic is on.
Give me a thumbs up if I don't know. Joe, you tell. This is unbelievable. So this is, by the way, for those that don't know, this is Robert Pearson. Robert.
Robert,
This is the first time we meet in person.
No, we've met
Back in the day.
many years ago. It's like
You
2013.
smell fantastic, by the way.
Gosh, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
I just want to let you know. He has just gifted me with this belt. I can't believe you're great. I thought he was just messing with me. Look at this belt. You made the ESPN one back in the day for DC and I.
We did.
Wow.
I figured, so this has been a while in the making. We started doing this in probably, I think, September of last year.
Really?
Yeah. And then around November, or late November, we got the ball rolling. And takes a while, to churn
How
one of
long
these
have
out.
you been hiding in the back today?
Probably maybe an hour.
Really?
Yeah, I've been enjoying the show. It's been great. It's beautiful.
And what? This is an unbelievable belt.
So, I know you're with the guys over at BT Sports. who
Yeah.
do some coverage. So this is made by Wildcat Belts, who does all the WWE belts. So
They
you're in
actually
good
do it?
company. Yeah, it's the same company that makes all of their championships.
Wow.
And they made the ESPN one, and now
This is a crazy.
There you go. Oh, there you
There's
go.
a picture.
It's a little
Let's
little
go
dark.
Change cameras. Is nothing working? Go back to yours. I mean, you gotta help me out here.
That's what happens when we crash it. I know. We had to. Beautiful.
Can they hear?
They hear you, yeah. They're on the
Wow, this is unbelievable. Thank you, man.
Absolutely.